One of us is gonna need them.
Yeah.
I don't know who, but
Oh, you sounded so much like your mom there.
stop.
Oh my god. Did she not? That was a totally lame laugh.
maybe a little inside. Like there. Yeah. Seems the same as the other games so far. Seems like the same weight-wise as the other games. Yeah. Thank you. Good. advantage. All right. Thanks. Good sweep, guys. Sorry. Yeah, just not quite as quick as it's been. Good curling. Good curling. Are you, that's okay. Good curling. Good curling.
Oh, sorry. Good curling.
Okay. You guys like a center right away?
No, I don't mind it.
All right. Cool. Let's do it. you can. Okay, good sweep. Good weight. No line. Music. Good job. Control. Close. Good throw. Wall line. Room. Gotta curl a lot. Back here's okay. Yep, bring it back. Yep. Good judge. Good throw. Good sweep. Control. Hard, Megan. Hard. Hard all the way. Good sweep. Good throws. Just to hear more on your second. Yeah. Yeah, she does all right. Guess we better try that. Let's try that. They're not pulling crazy. Yeah. Is this path pretty good, do you think? We've been down it a lot. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of what I thought. Okay. No, it's helpful. It's good, thank you. Room. Line's good. Little finish. Where's that on my job? Good sweep. That curl pretty good. what I was sort of thinking up here. Make her draw. Okay. Just center line, like tighter. Top 12's okay, but I'd rather be a little higher. Yeah. Tight's fine. No line yet. Shoot. Freeze to the back. Yep. Huh. Yeah, glided really well. Yeah, I thought I'd say less, but the path might just be a bit better. Not too bad. Well, good first. Good end. Yeah. Let's go get him. See what happens. I say the same thing every time. Yeah, good talk.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
Welcome back to the second end of the Driving Force Decks International Abbotsford Cashspiel. You are watching final round robin pool play here. It is Morgan Eby versus Brett Richards. Both teams sitting at 0-2. More of a seeding game though, with all 8 teams in this event making the playoffs. So this one is just really all about determining who will be 0-3 and who will be 1-2. My name's Will Sutton. I'll be your commentator for the rest of the evening.
pretty good.
Throwing the lead rocks here is Melissa Webster.
Line's good. Nice, good job.
Rochelle Kalecki throws the lead rocks for the Brett Richards team here. This team represents the Kelowna Curling Club, but is made up of curlers from all over the province. Rochelle's from Vancouver Island. Nice pair there from Rochelle, putting them both in the rings ahead of the tee line, and
Normal.
Morgan's just going to ask her. Morgan's going to ask Melissa to make a nose hit here, and might make the double, but the key is to save the shooter on this shot, and hopefully get to use that corner guard a little later in the end.
Close. Yep. Yeah, hard. Really hard. Good sweep. Sorry, it just took off on me.
So rolled off a little bit there, but mission accomplished for the most part. She hit and stuck around, and is going to force Team Richards to play a hit here. In the hack now is Steph Bear. Just around the out turn here with control weight. And that's going to work out really well, kind of maximizing that separation, but does bump one of her rocks behind the tee line.
Control.
So a couple options here for Morgan's team here. They can make the hit and roll in front of that yellow, which is great, and they can also roll it really far along behind the corner guard. So Megan Daniels here, the second on this team, just throw together team for the weekend here, is looking to make the hit and roll.
Yep.
Megan won the King Cash earlier this year, playing
All
with
the way. Yep.
Kristen
stay on
Ryan.
it hard.
So, had lots of success so far, even though she's been just sparing her for the most part this
Good throw.
season. And does the trick for the most part there, making the hit and stick. And Team Richards is going to look to make the hit and roll and try to roll in a little bit. As I said a moment ago, this is more of a seeding game, so all teams on the women's side will make the playoffs here. Both these teams are at 0-2 right now. One of them will go to 1-2, the other will go to 0-3. So if you're 0-3, you're likely going to play an undefeated team tomorrow. So still lots in it tonight to try to get a win here and get yourself maybe a slightly easier opposition in the morning for that quarterfinal game. So just a couple questions. If I want to mute, I don't use this at all?
No, for the mute, no.
So what do I leave this on? Just like this?
This is muting this one.
Should I mute it?
Yeah.
Room right now.
And now I'm on mute?
Okay. Line's pretty good. We're already by that. That works good.
Blaine DeJager now just looking to remove this rock. Bit of an awkward shot here. She's got to keep the weight down, try to kind of throw a board weight here. Nice job there, saving the shooter.
Just control.
If you want, I can make this mute all the mics. This is the only mics. You want to do it?
Close. Yep. Yep. Hard. Really hard. Yep. Yeah, stay on it hard all the way. Good sweep.
So with the rollout, a couple options here for Team Richards. They could go up and just peel that corner guard, and the force is really on right now. So there we go. That is the call. They do only have a 1-point lead though. So if maybe those yellow rocks are in a bit more of a threatening location, kind of more in the key, so closer to the center line and in front of the tee line, you might have seen Brett throw some sort of guard here or more of a draw shot. But based on the kind of placement of those rocks here, I think the peel makes sense. Sort of setting up for a blank though. Nice shot there from Blaine DeJager, the sister of Brett Richards.
That or that. That. Okay. Back 8.
Yeah. That's
Line's good.
That's on.
Yeah, line. Hard. Sort of straighten out a bit, kind of like it has been.
Just looking to make the hit here. Not too worried about saving the shooter. Bonus if you do. Really nice shot there from Brett there, rolling over to the middle and closing down that access to the 4-foot for
Yeah.
Team EB.
Think so,
Libby?
hey? I'd like to open that up on my first. Just control, hey? We'll just try get the roll. Just control.
Morgan is looking to make the hit and roll here, and he rolled to the perfect spot. Maybe it'll set up some sort of jam on that yellow rock in the back 8-foot. So main thing here is though is to save the shooter and force Brett to play a hit and hopefully leave you a simple draw to the, hopefully leave Team EB a simple draw to the 4-foot for one on that in-turn side. First things first here is to make the hit and end the roll and save the shooter.
Close. Hard roll. Yep.
Really nice shot there. If it rolls another couple inches, it actually wires onto that yellow, but chance now for Brett to hit this anywhere high side and sit 2. She could also attack it with the in-turn, but it's a little more of a difficult shot, I think, on that in-turn side, but it's all about preference here. No right or wrong call, really. She did just throw the in-turn on her last. So this makes some sense. Brett Richard is in her second year of skipping here in BC. Obviously won the BC Ladies Championships playing second for Marla Mallet in 2017. This team was in Cranbrook last year, sorry, in Quesnel last year at the BC Ladies Championships with a different lead. Heather Tyre was the lead last year, and they had a good run there in Cranbrook. So Brett's jumped in nicely to the skip position. Makes a nice shot there to leave herself sitting 2, and both force Team EB to take their single with a draw to the 4-foot here.
Be like there. Just in case, sweetie.
She's skating down to the hack here. We'd just like to recognize that we are title sponsors of the BC Curling Tour, Best Western and Bel Air Direct. Go ahead and visit the Curl BC website to see how your membership can save you on room bookings, as well as 25% on your home and auto insurance. So member benefit there for any Curl BC member to take advantage of. Morgan Evie needing a piece of full 8-foot really for her single here. Can use the backing if she needs to, but really just a draw to the 4-foot.
Guys. Far as you
Melissa
can,
Webster
guys.
and
Far as
Megan
you got
Daniels
it.
here
Far as you
managing this
got
one
it.
nicely. Randy Ludwar coming out to help,
Nice
and
sweep.
nice shot there to tie things up here after 2 ends of play. It's 1-all. Brett Richards will have the hammer in the 3rd end. We'll be back in just a moment from the Driving Force International Curling Classic in Abbotsford.
Got a bit going.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
Welcome back to the Driving Force Decks International Curling Classic. You're watching the 3rd end of play here. It's Team EB versus Team Richards. Final game here of the pool play. This game is all about seeding, so everyone's making the playoffs on the ladies' side, and this game will decide who's at 0 and 3 or 1 and 2. So interesting play here.
Line's good.
Center guard was thrown. Game's tied 1-all, and Team Richards went open side. You might have
Needs to curl.
Might have thought you'd see a hit here, but I really like the call. But Team EB sticking with their end plan to use that center guard right off the bat here. So execution wasn't quite there, but nice call by them to make use of the center guard they threw right off the bat and not chasing that rock on the open side. Chance now for Team Richard to sit two and hopefully get this one fully buried. Pretty nice shot there. It looks like it's about a quarter buried and in front of the tee line nicely.
Board.
So it looks like the call here is board weight, hit and roll. Megan Daniels is looking to get to the inside of this one and roll behind the center guard.
Close. Whoa. Close, yep. Whoa. Randy. Really good
Gets
throw.
to the nose there, makes a really nice shot, and they'll leave a chance for Team Richards to sit two here, and Steph Bear here looking to make the nose hit. With the rub there, a chance now for the center guard to get made here and
Line's getting
stay on the
better.
attack a little bit here for Team Ebby.
Needs to curl.
A little deeper, so they're going to try to make the tap and
Okay, good throw.
works out pretty well. Looks like that rock gets almost fully buried. I believe Team Richards' second shot though. Steph can make a double here. May jam on the back yellow, but looks like if you get it thin enough, you might be able to avoid that, but not sure. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm now having a look there. It looks like you can make the double and avoid the jam. It's got some steam on it. Really nice shot there for Steph, and made that one about as good as she could. Avoids losing the back one, and they will lie two here. So it's Team Richards sitting 2 with a corner guard up and some nice separation. So really good pair there from Steph Bear. So Board waits the call here, and the goal is to roll this one behind those 2 reds. Lots of separation between the guard and the rock they're trying to roll behind. So, sorry, the rock in the lane. So should be able to make this if you throw the appropriate weight. Just on the wrong side of it right now, just looking like it might be the nose. Chance now for Blaine to make the same shot. Brett actually wants to roll away. I'm not sure why. That might set up a double. I think a nose hit here is probably ideal. Rolling your shooter towards that pile of yellow is maybe setting up for a double and then a blank end. So see what happens here though. I just misunderstood the boom signal. Makes just as it's called, so nice shot there, and will though set up a double, so chance for Morgan to get out of things. Or the hit and roll, which is also a good option. I mean, hit and rolls are generally looked at as tough shots, and they are, but the good news is there's a big pile of red to roll behind there, so it's almost 3 rocks wide to roll behind, so it's not too precise. So the call is the hit and roll. Another option would have been to play the double. Good call here though. It's third stones. Randy Ludwar throws the third stones, and this one's a little full. Gonna get the back one. If you're Team Richards now, you're probably maybe starting to think about how can we turn this into a 3-under, and it's all about getting this one buried in front of the tee line. So Brett's gonna ask for this rock to be kind of right on the end, and driving would be ideal, or even a little higher than that. Blaine was the lead on Team Mallet, who won that 2018 BC Ladies Championship, and went on to the Scotties. Her and Brett have won a few BC and Manitoba championships, and had the opportunity to represent their province in a couple of different jackets. So a couple great players here on this Richards team. That one's just going to come up a bit light though. So nice chance here for Team Evie to play that hit and roll again, and even more of a wall to roll behind. So expect them to be pretty aggressive here on this and try to ensure they roll this one. They've got a pile of rocks to roll up behind. It'd be nice just to roll behind the center one though. There's 3 games on the ladies' side tomorrow, so 9, 1, and 5 p.m. And for both these teams, their records aren't great, both sitting at 0-2, but it's a chance to learn the ice a little more and get ready for the playoffs tomorrow. They're likely both going to be playing one of the top seeds based on their records. Not going to quite roll up enough, and passing things back and forth here, and now it's a chance for Team Richards to maybe get their deuce by making a draw here around the yellow center guard. It's really important on that last rock to at least stick around and force Team Richards to play a hit and roll or something. This is Good chance now for Team Richards to set up the skips deuce here. Brett Richards curls out of the Kelowna Curling Club. We'll be up there next month for BC Curling Tour stop there. This is the third of 6 events on the BC Curling Tour this year. That one's going to come up a little deep, but option here to play the freeze for Team Ebby and shrink that scoring area for Brett. Really nice chance to even set up a steal if you can keep this one just in front of the tee line. Main goal here is still to force, though, I think. Like a really good one, you might steal, but last thing you want to do is bounce off that one and open up the scoring area. Megan Daniels and Melissa Webster are looking to lock this one on, or maybe put it top button. This skips last for Team Edie. It'll bounce off a little bit, but I think mission accomplished for the most part there. There may be a shot for 2 though. Brett's just going to have a look. You can definitely get her 1 here, but if she can cross the face with back 8 weight, it might be there for 2. Well, she's actually looking up the run back. Early on in this game, wouldn't be a big deal if you gave up a steal, so run back's a good option, but that's pretty tough. Thinking here must be that she doesn't think she can get to the inside of that rock for 1. I'm guessing that's the thought process.
Yeah, I guess if you just kind of tried to tap it out.
So the run back is the call there, hoping to score the deuce here. Brett Richards looking to hit this one right on the nose and score her team a deuce here. It's a little wide early. And it'll be a steal of 1 here in the third end, so it's 2-1, Ebby leading things. We'll be back in just a moment here from Abbotsford. You're watching the Driving Force Decks International Curling Classic.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
Woo-hoo. Sick fight. You gotta see this. Look.
Line's nice. Yeah, could curl it.
Welcome back. It's 2-1. Ebby leads after a steal of one here in final round robin action of pool play. Team Ebby and Team Richards are both at 0-2 here. This is more of a seeding game, looking to see who's going to finish at 1-2 and 0-3. All the ladies' teams make the playoffs, and tomorrow there's a quarterfinal followed by a semi and a final. The men's field is a little different. It's 4 teams making the playoffs, and possibility of some tiebreakers happening tonight after this draw. So a lot still up in the air in the men's field. Get you updated in a moment on that. So trailing by a point here, it's interesting to see Team Richards calling this rock in the rings. You're likely just going to see Team Ebby play a hit here. So a little bit of a surprise to call that one in the rings there, I think. But on the other hand, they're going to ignore it and throw a draw. So I guess Brett knew something I didn't.
Line's a little wide right now. Line's getting better. Randy.
Really nice execution there and
That's good.
called shot. So Brett really showed she didn't want to bring play to the middle here on her first by going to the open side there. So she's looking to make a hit here. If Rochelle happened to take the top one, that's okay. You just obviously can't remove from play yet, but a couple good options here on this one. So great shot there from Rochelle, making the hit and roll away, and line 2 here now. I think you're going to force a hit out of Team Ebby, but no, they're going to continue to attack and might come back to haunt you, leaving all those yellows in the rings here.
Because of your rules, I got to get in tonight at midnight.
Megan Daniels now looking to make the outturn draw here.
Room. Stay close. Got a curl. Line's much better now,
And,
though.
good execution here, and
Little bit. Good throw.
makes the draw top 8.
Get your phone. Pay attention out there.
So a couple options. You can play the double and you leave a center guard, or you can just make the little pick or hit and roll away. So Brett's going to look to make the hit and roll away and sit 3 here. Not a ton of tolerance on this shot. Steph doesn't really want to split that red one into the rings. But it's okay if she did that, though. Just hit and rolled out here, though. That'd be perfectly fine. Blaine DeJager and Rochelle Kalecki are holding this one as much as they can, and it's just going to tickle it, but they still got away with it, I think. Not quite. It's Team Ebby lying 2, and I'll expect they ignore these 3 yellows in the rings and continue to draw based on the last couple calls we've seen. Yeah, here we go. And Megan's just asking if there may be another option out there. Is there a way we can hit and roll and maybe still get the same sort of outcome? And I think it's good to look at the options right now and
I don't know what that means.
see if there's a way you can protect a bit.
This one?
So, what do you speak the choice of the ones we want to play? 4 or 6 or?
So the call is for Megan to make the hit and roll. Obviously the most important thing here is to hit and stick around though, and with all the other yellows hanging around in the 12 foot.
Hard! Yep! Hard! Hard! Roll, Randy. Yep. Okay, good throw.
Really nice shot there from Megan, and I think a good call too, based on having the 1 point lead. Maybe could have played a hit a bit sooner, but I think they got to the right place there finally. It's great though to see the confidence that Morgan has in their team to make those draws that she was calling there.
Yeah, I was thinking about you just play like overtime rules in the NFL, like you gotta steal 2 points or steal 1. You get the ball first. You get the ball.
Nice attempt there from Steph Bear, just making the hit and roll, not quite getting it fully buried.
Win the coin toss and do 2 in the first end.
Hack!
You were stealing, you were stealing. You only get 1 though, then you can have it back and get 2. Danger bomb's gonna hit these guys right for the middle.
Well then. Yep! Hard! Hard! Whoa! Sorry guys, that's my fault. Good sweep.
Nice job on the hit and stick there, and chance here for Blaine to make the hit and roll on third's last here. Third's first, sorry. If she ever even overrolled this right in front of that red in the back 8 foot, it'd be a really nice shot. So wants to be aggressive here on the roll, I think, after seeing Steph throw a couple in this path already. They're on this one to try to make it curl, it looks like, so not quite the right side of the rock at this point. And with the rollout that way, it's Going to force Team Ebby to play a bit of a precise hit and roll here, and if they do hit that outside one on the left side of your screen, they'll
Do you like that?
need to roll their shooter into the rings to
Normal.
not leave a hit to sit two. Randy Ludwar throws the third stones for Team Ibby.
Close, yep. Yep.
Really important to be on the high side here, but you do also want to save the shooter. Weight looks really big.
No roll.
And with the roll out there, it's all of a sudden a really nice chance here for Team Richards to make a nose hit, and Team Ibby did a good job of making a bunch of nose hits that end after maybe leaving too many opposition rocks in the rings, but it has come back to catch up with them here on Thursday last after they finally had a roll out there.
Because I was good. You know how it is.
So Brett makes the hit and rolls to the center, which is maybe a little dangerous based on some of the calls we've been seeing here. I thought maybe we might see a freeze attempt here coming up in a moment, but the hit and roll is the call. Looks like Morgan's asked for about board weight here and just trying to get to the inside. These ones are almost edge to edge, so its shot's definitely there. Like I said, the men's pool is a little different. It's a 10-team event with the top 4 teams making the playoffs overall. Team Daniel Wensick finished 4-0, and Sean Giel is in a game where he has an opportunity to maybe do that with his record currently being at 3-0, and Jason Montgomery's in at 3-1. So it's looking like we're going to have several tiebreakers at 2-2. So there will be some 4 or 6 end tiebreaker games tonight following this 9 p.m. draw. We'll keep you posted on how that rolls out here with a couple games in action right now that impact that. Team Dangerfield's playing Team Matsumara, which would create some tiebreakers there either way, with one of those teams going to 2-2, and Team Cotter's playing Team Chan. So a win there for Team Cotter would see them at 2-2 as well in one of those tiebreaker games. If you're looking to get yourself up to date, though, because you didn't understand anything that I just said, you can head to curlingzone.com, and it all is really clear there. The standings are up there, and you can see what's happening. But for your information, there will be tiebreaker games tonight to decide all those teams at 2-2, and just deciding on the length of those games, depending on how late we get through this draw tonight. It's already 10-10 here Pacific time. So mission accomplished there for Brett. Came a little deeper than she wanted, but Team Ebby now having to make a choice here. Do they play a freeze and try to cut things down to 2 or maybe 1? Or do they play a hit and maybe accept that they're going to give up a 3-ender here?
It's good.
So we saw Team Ebby leave a lot of rocks in play for the first 4 rocks of this end, and then we saw him kind of shift to being a little more defensive for the last couple rocks of the end. So got a little caught this end, I think, in leaving all those opposition rocks in play early on in the end. But I think one of the bigger challenges too, though, was shifting the kind of end they were playing. So going from that aggressive to defensive was kind of a tough call too. So it's important when you pick your end plan to follow through on it. But obviously lots of yellow rocks were left in the rings early in this end.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if we don't get the freeze perfectly, we're doing fine. Yeah, I know. I'd rather give 3 than, because then we're only 2 down. Yeah. And we can come back easier if it happens, you know what I mean? Like, not saying that I don't think you're going to make the draw, it's just... No, yeah, I know. Just numbers. Room for error, yeah. Yeah. But you have to be comfortable. Yeah. Yeah.
So good discussion there, just talking about the difficulty of that freeze. It's great if you make it, but what's the likelihood that you're probably just going to leave a peel there to still score 3 or 4? So looking here at maybe just making the double, or maybe freezing over on these rocks, which has a little more tolerance to it. Looks like the double's the call. Nice, good call here. With a 1-point lead, I think this is totally appropriate. So you make the double, you give up your 3, and you're down by 2 playing 5. Things are still looking okay. So good discussion there from the experienced Megan Daniels.
Out. Yeah. Just make some go away, that's all.
So Ebby's last here, looking to make the double. Make no mistake there, and the double will get made. It'll be a draw for 3 here for Brett Richards, and a chance to get a 2-point lead after 4.
That's good. Good job. Yeah, no. I was waffling pretty bad anyway, so that's all good. Got our 2 back and we'll be tied up. Blank 2 force 2. I've got it all planned out.
So they swept that one pillar to post, but a little bit of an unforced error from Brett Richards, and it'll only be a deuce here in the 4th end. And Team Richards will go up 3-2 after 4 ends of play, and we'll be back in just a moment from Abbotsford.
Right, well, we'll still get our 2.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
Woo-hoo. Sick fight, you gotta see this. Look.
Shh. I'm saving money.
Save up to 25% on your optional car insurance for safe driving with Bel Air Direct.
Welcome back to the Driving Force Decks International Curling Classic from Abbotsford Curling Club. You're watching final round robin action here. seeding game essentially here between Team Richards and Team Eby on the ladies' side. Quarterfinals will start tomorrow. Both these teams will play in that quarterfinal game, just really playing for their seeding now. Men's field has 4 teams making the playoffs and lots still to be determined. It looks like we'll have 3 teams at 3-1 or better, but should have tiebreaker games with several teams at 2-2.
Oh, sorry. I was ready. I was dodging.
So trailing by 1 here in the
Swing and a miss.
5th end. No surprise to see the corner guard call.
I think that's playing a little dirty there. Line's tight, yeah, if you can. Line's okay, actually.
Melissa Webster throws the lead stones for Team Eby.
Okay, it's really good.
We'll spare this weekend with Megan Daniels at second stones.
That's good. Good.
Nice execution there. And Michelle Kalecki, the lead here for Team Richards, new member of this team this year for the 2020 season, is just being asked to put this one into the top 4 foot. Girls are suggesting a tap here, but Brett's explaining taps may be harder than the in-turn draw. So I think the conclusion is to throw the draw to the top of the 4 foot here. Important you don't let this rock get behind the tee line, so you got about 6 feet of tolerance on this shot as the thrower, and starts in the free guard zone in the 3 zone and works its way up to the tee line. It looks like they did shift to play the tap, actually, my mistake. Angle won't quite be right for the tap, but weight's perfect, and looks like it's Team Richards though, lying 1 with another rock in that control zone. So overall, nice pair for Michelle Kalecki to start things off here in the 5th end. As this rock's being thrown, just like to recognize the title sponsor of the BC Curling Tour, Bel Air Direct. Also like to recognize Via Sport and the hosting BC program for their support of all 6 events on the BC Curling Tour this year. Support from them is bringing things like the streaming you're watching here this weekend, so thanks to them for that. So Steph Bear being asked to make the hit and roll here. Again, the main thing is to not roll out. You roll behind your yellow, you're setting up a pretty basic double anyhow. So anything to think about here is just sticking around. And looks like she's done a nice job of that. I'm gonna make the long roll here maybe. That's almost even better if it rolled a bit further, but nice shot there for Steph. And Megan now is just being asked to make the nose hit. If she rolls inside, that's great. What are you doing? Megan Daniels here, looking to make the nose hit.
Roll! Allie?
Main thing is to stick around.
Yeah, roll. Oh, roll. Sorry, roll. That works.
Might have been a little bigger than they expected, but does the job and sticks around. So Brett's going to chase this one and ask Steph to make the nose hit. So seconds last here in the fifth end of play. Team Richards trailing Team Eddie 2-1 with the hammer. This one's a little tight and they're trying to hold it for a piece. It's going to go by and no contact there. So all of a sudden it's a chance for Team Ebby to get the force going here. Or sorry, get their deuce going here. My mistake. Our scoreboard's up to date, but the scoreboard at the away end still says 2-1 Team Ebby, so I'm confusing myself. Megan's just looking to split the rings here and make use of the corner guard. We're on it for line still, looking to get this one by. It's really close.
Line's good, switch.
Nice looking shot here and
Hard finish.
front of the tee line behind the corner guard, and probably going to force Brett to go after this open one here on the right hand side. Maybe not though. Just kind of see half of it, I guess. So in the fifth end here, looks like Team Richards was looking at playing a tough shot there, but sort of conceding, not conceding the deuce, but saying that they're okay giving up 2 here by playing the hit here on the open rock. You just don't want to give up a 3 under here in the fifth end, and going after that rock that's 3/4 buried is a little risky at this point in the game. So Blaine's just looking to make the nose hit here. Very close. She's going to roll out too, so see, I saw a flash there from Steph Bear, followed by a rollout there from Blaine, so I'm not sure if it's the ice, but a couple misses in that spot for Team Richards this end is proven to maybe be costly. Team Ebby's just looking at the options now, and if scoring 3 was a priority, you might go around the corner guards there, but another option would just be to go to the open side and split the rings here and take your deuce. Take your deuce, not take your deuce, but earn your deuce by keeping it simple.
You want that?
This is a good call too. Team Ebby's going to continue to attack and try to go around this yellow rock in the tight to the rings. Really important to get by the guard here, though. It's not essential to get this rock buried.
Line's good. Yep.
Megan Daniels and Melissa Webster are managing this one down the ice. Line looks great. Out-turn draw here. Looking to force a tough shot out of Blaine de Jager on her next.
As far as you can. Line's getting better.
And great execution here from Team Ebby, and going to lie 2 here and force a tough shot here for Team Richards. Line was great on that. It goes another 2 or 3 feet. It's a really tough shot for Team Richards. So looking at playing the short run back here, and obviously the tolerance here is to be a little bit high side, anywhere from half a rock to 3/4 is good. Nose is getting a little scary. Blaine de Jager, the 3-time provincial champion, most recently in 2018 with Marla Mallet. He's also a lead all-star at that event. He's played all kinds of positions. Now a third, also been a second. So lots of experience here, and all over the tolerance there, and make sure of at least removing one. So line one here, Team Eddie's just going to go open side, and really like the way though that she continues to try to maybe score a three-ender here and force tough shots out of Team Richards by utilizing this rock in the top 12 foot essentially as a corner guard. So nice call here from Morgan Eddy, representing the Vernon Curling Club. Another nice chance here for us to recognize our club manager and ice maker, Kent Bird. He's been doing the ice here this weekend, and really been consistent conditions with nice curl and fast ice. So players here have enjoyed the conditions that Kent's done all weekend here. He's out scraping between every game and making sure the conditions are top notch. Thanks to him for that, and as well as thanks to the volunteers here at the Abbotsford Curling Club who are updating the scores on Curling Zone and working in the bar and keeping things moving here on the warm side of the glass.
Not a big deal, really. All good. Does the trick.
So nice shot there from Team Ebby, and Brett Richards just looking to make the hit and roll here. If she rolls a little bit behind her yellow, she can force a tough shot out of Team Eddy, but wants to make sure she at least stays shot rock after this one, though. If she just knows that that's fine. So with the nose hit there, it's a chance to do the same on this one. If you happen to roll behind that yellow, though, it's a bonus. Just want to make sure you stay second shot here, and
If we can get a little flop, we will.
force Brett to maybe chase that one on the left, on the right-hand side of your screen. Keep you up to date in what's happening. Team Giel and Team Dennis are tied at 3-all after 4 ends of play. Team Cotter is leading Team Chan 2-1. Team Cotter has Hannah playing the 6th end, and Team Dangerfield is trailing Team Matsumara in a game there. Basically, those teams are playing for their lives, both sitting at 1 and 2. The winner will advance to a tiebreaker. Team Matsumara leading 4-1 right now, playing the 5th end, so advantage for them there. In the ladies' side, we have Team Brown currently leading Team Daniels 4-2, playing the 5th end. Again, that one's all about seeding, so the standings here for you, so I'm giving you accurate information. Yeah, Corinne Brown's sitting at 2-0, and so is Sarah Daniels. So the winner there will go to 3-0 and be the top seed on their side of the pool, likely playing Diane Gushalak in the morning. So that's really what that game's about there. The Daniels-Brown game, that is. So with with the hit and roll made there perfectly. You're going to see now Brett have to play this other hit and roll herself now, and she's in the right spot. She can probably sit shot rock and force Team Evie to make a tough shot for two. Really nice shot there from Morgan on her first. Well done. It's always nice to change the shot here for the opposition. That's what she's accomplished here, and try to get a little bit of curl from it, and it will not, and it'll be a flash and draw now for three for Team Ebby, and a chance to take a 5-3 lead after 5 ends. A couple of uncharacteristic misses from Brett Richards in this game have really affected the scoreboards through 5 ends of play here.
We just need a bite of 8. Yeah, we're sitting 2.
Sort of gave the rock away on that one, and it just ran a little straighter than she thought, and obviously no contact was made there, but hats off to Team Ebby, who made the hit and roll there on her first and forced that more difficult shot for Team Richards. So well done to them, and chance now to take advantage and make the draw.
Mine's fine. Oh, sit.
And that one will hang on for 3, so it'll be 3 for Team Ebby here in the 5th end, and they will take a 5-3 lead playing the 6th end. We will be back in just a moment. You're watching the Driving Force Decks International Curling Classic here at the Abbotsford Curling Club, brought to you by Bel Air Direct and Best Western. This event is on the BC Curling Tour and the World Curling Tour. We'll be back in just a moment.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
And to kick things off with a 2-point lead, Morgan has not strayed from the aggressive play this whole game, and she continues to do that, calling for a center guard here. Oftentimes you'll see a team with a 2-point lead just throw this one in the top 8 foot or maybe the top 4 foot, but this has been Morgan's style of play all evening, so it's no surprise to see her continue to push for rocks in play and try to bring play to the middle without last rock. So she's doing the right thing, and just a little more aggressive maybe than some teams are with a 2-point lead.
Far as you can. Good, sweet.
And going to end up with the center guard there. Not quite getting to the center line, but close. Sorry, I'll just get the score updated here. So Team Richards, with last stone advantage here, they saw Team Ebby throw the guards. They know Team Ebby's still interested in having rocks in play. So they're electing not to throw a corner guard here and go around this rock right off the bat. Not the wrong call here. One negative of it, it brings play to the middle kind of early in the end, so that's maybe the negative on the call. But recognizing that Team Ebby is so comfortable with rocks in play and they're throwing the guard, this call does make a lot of sense. Kind of looking at your opposition and seeing that they're happy to have rocks in play, there's no need for you to put up a guard. Really good execution there, nice shot, and see what Morgan does here. Looks like that one's about half buried.
Do you like that?
So
Okay.
continues to maybe ignore those opposition stones in the rings, and this has been consistent throughout the night, and going to stay on the offensive here. So this has been the end plan we've seen throughout the evening. So very consistent here.
Yeah, line! Hard line!
What I'd encourage the team to do is to kind of follow this plan now through the whole end out, and not want to make that adjustment maybe halfway or a quarter way through the end.
Whoa. Okay.
So a little bit of an overcurl there, but the good news if your team Ibby is you do still have 2 guards up that you can use later on in this end. And Team Richards, though, is going to try to loop one around here, and really wants to keep this one in that top quadrant of the house. So top 12 foot to top 8 foot is ideal here. Anything deeper, and you'll probably see a freeze happen. A little bit tight there. They're on it early for line. So ladies just mentioned it's a little heavy here, and so not bad. A little deep there for Team Richards, and really going to close the scoring area down early on in this end. So obviously if that one's 3 feet, 4 feet higher, even 5 feet higher, it's probably more advantageous for Team Richards. That one coming into the 4 foot and even behind the tee line a bit does create a freeze opportunity here for Team Ebby.
Line's good.
Megan Daniels, the spare this weekend.
Room right now.
Lots of success so far this year as a spare.
Yep.
She
Hard line.
won the King Cash in early September, playing with Kristen Ryan.
Okay.
I'm just going to come up a little bit light on this one, and all of a sudden there's a real good opportunity here for Team Richards to shut things down a bit here and set themselves up for a big end here in 6 with Steph Bear looking to make the come around draw. So the call is top 8 foot, but if you kind of drew yourself 6 feet of tolerance on this shot, it'd be anywhere from the top 4 foot to a tight guard. So as the thrower here, you really want to make sure you're in that zone and letting your sweepers do the work for you. Line looks great here. It's just a question about weight. And this one's going to come up a little bit light and overlap things. So all of a sudden, both teams are passing things back and forth here, and it's a chance for Team Ebby to make a draw here behind some staggered center guards and maybe set up a steal. Oh, no, they're now looking at a peel here. So little surprised to see this call based on some of the other calls we've seen this end. They've been all offense so far this end. And
Like if we play
they've
this,
got a
this
staggered
should go
center guard
into
situation
here.
going on. So might be worth
That's what I was
considering
thinking.
sticking with the end plan they had at the start of this end. Even though it was aggressive, it's never
I was just
ideal
thinking
when
we
you
might
shift
get
back
this
and
red
forth.
into here.
And then between offense and defense, it can kind of come back to haunt you a bit sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
But the Angles here are setting up for a run back, so totally understand the rationale in playing this. I just don't think it supports the calls that may have been happening in the first half of the end so far.
Yeah, yeah. Get rid of the
Especially that you
overlaps.
called that center guard
Okay,
there
deal.
that you're now running back here.
Pardon?
Nonetheless,
Yeah.
though, that's the call here. So looking to open things up here in the 6th end, and this is a total shift from what we've seen for the first 3 rocks of this end from Team Ebby. So I guess we would call this a bail point for the team. Other options here obviously are the in-turn draw around those two guards, or even run the yellow-red situation into that yellow rock in the rings. It looks like this one, the call here is the double run back into those yellows, so another good option. Hard shot though.
Whoa! Whoa!
This one's going to be on the high side, and
Okay.
good news for Team Ebby is they still have that center guard situation that is really threatening for Team Richards. But if Steph can keep this one in front of the tee line and in that top 12, the top 8-foot area, it's really going to be tough for Team Ebby to keep Team Richards to 1 this end.
Oh, so close.
So it's
Yeah, I
flying
didn't
3
expect it
here.
to
It's a
catch like
nice
that.
chance for Team Richards to
Yeah.
sit 4 behind the guard here, but obviously those 2 red rocks on the center line are still a big threat for Team Richards. So important here that this one stays in front of the tee line.
Double tap to back.
Top 12, top 8.
It doesn't do a lot.
Nice shot there from Blaine DeJager. Keeping that one in front of the tee line. If they make the freeze, Team Richards is still lying 2. So tough situation here if you're Team Ebby, and
Okay.
couple options is play that freeze, maybe play the out-turn freeze through the port and freeze on that rock
Like
in
I'm
the
gonna
back
roll out, that's
back
what I'm
8 foot. I think that would be a reasonable option too, but looks like she shifted here and just trying to
Yeah.
clean things up and maybe give herself a path in there on her neck. So gonna try to make the double here on the left-hand side of the sheet, but couple options. Don't mind the freeze on this one in the back 8 foot. That might all of a sudden, there you go. She's getting her broom over there to the
Yeah.
option there. That's a good option too. Might be the easiest shot.
I mean, there is that, I guess. We could try, like, draw back here.
So it looks like the decision is to actually raise this one back. So
I think this is the best result.
there'll
if
be
we
some
make
drag on
it.
this rock. So if she hits it a little bit
Like,
on the
there's
high
not
side,
really
it
anything
should
good
maybe
to
drag
hit
back onto the
that
4
you
rock
stick around in a good
into the
spot,
back 8
right?
foot, but
So
don't
we
think you have
need,
to throw this one particularly
yeah,
hard.
so
Lots
here
of good
I'll
stuff
throw
might
this
even just
on
happen
the
if you
side. Just gonna throw peel at it.
raise it straight back to the tee line. Or she might be icing it for that freeze we were just talking about, and she might just be holding it up there. But don't mind the tap if that is where she got to. No, it looks like the tap's the call.
Whoa! Whoa!
So all worked out okay. It was really just the shooter rolling away that was the problem. But with everything rolling away
Well,
there,
it's
it's a
wide
real
open,
nice
but it
chance
was just
now
in
for
there.
Team Richards to make a nose hit, and won't really leave anywhere for Team Ebby to hide. You want to be sure you don't roll this one away too far though, and leave the out-turn freeze opportunity
Yeah.
for Team Ebby. That rock in the back 8 foot is behind a couple guards, so important here to make the nose hit. perfect shot there from Brett Richards, and
Free roll there.
tough situation here now for Team Ebby if you're looking to somehow keep Team Richards to a deuce. I think it's important to recognize on the scoreboard, though, you are leading by 2 here, so even giving up 3, you're only trailing by 1. So this team, Abby, really seems to leave a lot of opposition rocks in the rings, and I think there's something to be said for that. It's good they take their chances, but also something to be learned.
I mean, you
and
could come back here and
maybe they need to look at bailing here a little bit and accepting that giving up 2 or 3 is okay once in a while. It's these big ends of 4 and 5 that you need to avoid.
Normal.
Nice call here. It looks like the double is the call now. You might even be able to scoot your rock in there for second shot to at least force Brett to not have the open draw for 3.
That one and the back, the buried one. And then if we can flop over a little bit. No, we won't count anything if we do that, so yeah. Okay, just normal.
So are you in, or do you have to?
So Morgan looking to make the double here.
Not a good throw. Allie!
Hasn't thrown this one particularly hard. It just looks like it's more of a control weight here, and trying to get it to curl. And she'll find the hole, so it's going to be a draw for 5 for Team Richards, and
Sorry, guys.
chance here to get control of this game and take an 8-5 lead.
Yeah.
So Brett threw in this path 2 ends ago when she had that open draw for 3 and came up light. So I'm sure she's learned from that, and chance now to get control of this game.
Before you guys chase, your mom wants us to get a picture with the girls. Oh, don't undress. Camden Electric. Where's the other one? Where's the head of Camden? Oh, there he is. Where's
So nice shot for Brett Richards, and it'll be a score of 5 here in the 6th end of play, and it'll be 8-5. They take the lead with 2 ends to go. We'll be back in just a moment from the Driving Force Decks International Curling Classic here at the Abbotsford Curling Club.
Miles to go, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
Welcome back to the 6th and 7th end of play here. It's Rochelle Kalecki throwing it first with the 2-point lead. 3-point lead here. The call has been for this one to be in the top 8 foot to top 4 foot. If you looked at the two styles of these two teams, Team Eddie would definitely be on that offensive team, and Team Richards would be a little more maybe blended attack, or even a little more defensive, you might say. Neither's wrong, but as a team, you just want to kind of know your style and own it for the most part.
I'm always like right.
Nice shot there from Rochelle, making sure that one was in the rings based on the scoreboard. No need for a guard up at this point in the game. On the other hand, if you're Team Eddie, you're looking to get a deuce here and get yourself back in the game, so you do need a corner guard or two up, and that's the call here for them.
Line if you can. Yep. Line's pretty good now. Nice. Good one.
Nice weight there from Melissa Webster, and she'll make the corner guard there, and Rochelle's going to be asked to throw the same shot here and lob one in right on top of this yellow that's on the button here, and anywhere from the top 12 to top 4 foot's acceptable here. Just going to be a little hot on this one, and Rock is going to now be kind of helping Team Ebby. It's behind the tee line, so a little bit of a miss there from Rochelle, and nice call here from Morgan, making use of her corner guard right off the bat here. So good job here. Got a corner guard up, and she's going to use it here. So often we see these not get used if you throw that second corner or and those sorts of things. So it's nice here to use it right away, I think.
Line's good. Weight only. Room.
They got room here. It's all just about weight at this point. Line's pretty good.
Yep. Hard as you can.
Randy Ludwar's on the rock there, trying to bury that one in there, and she will, getting it. Looks like she got it about half buried. So a little bit of a shift here in the end plan from Team Richards. Didn't see an opportunity for them to make the hit, so they're actually throwing a draw here, or a guard, if you will, a rock top 12. I think you'll see them walk up and peel that corner guard on Steph's next one, but there's just obviously a rule against that at this point in the game. So 5 rock free guard zone dictates that Steph wasn't able to play a hit there on that corner guard. So really nice execution there, and that's a good example of how you have to defend against the 5 rock free guard zone here sometimes. Is it wasn't an easy hit there, so put another rock in the control zone, and you can always walk up and peel that corner guard on Steph's second rock at the end. So good call and nice execution. So Megan Daniels now is just looking to make sure she saves her shooter here and eliminate one of those yellows.
Yep.
Just going to get that one a little thinner than she wanted to. The weight might have been up a bit, and she will roll out, and I think you'll see Team Richards now walk up and peel this corner guard. They're happy giving up 2 here with a 3-point lead in the 7th end, so as long as the corner guard gets eliminated, any big end should be out of the picture. Steph Bear on the out-turn peel here.
wonder what will.
Close. Yep. Yeah, hard. Whoa. Whoa. Little roll out.
Nice shot from Megan there, making the hit and keeping our shooter in the rings. So Blaine here looking to make the nose hit. Doesn't want to roll out here and give Team Ebby a simpler chance to score their deuce. So a little bit of precision here to this shot, and wants to hit a little bit on the high side and sit 2 after this. Really nice execution there, and she will lie 2 with lots of separation and a little surprised to see Morgan continue to hit this rock. She's been really comfortable with opposition rocks in the rings when she doesn't have last rock. So I'm a little surprised that when she does have last rock here in the 7th end that she's showing such a discomfort with it. Another option that you might want to look at if you were in this situation down by 3 might be a freeze on that rock behind the tee line or some other options here. But looking to make the hit here on this one. Still trying to manufacture a deuce.
Whoa. Yep. Hard. Yep. Roll it over to that. Okay, good throw.
Nice shot there, making the roll, and Blaine just now being asked to make the hit and stick, and if she can get a little bit to the inside of this, she'll, right on the nose, she'll still sit her 2. Thirds last here in the 7th end. We're watching the Driving Force Decks International Curling Classic here at the Abbotsford Curling Club. All 8 women's teams are making the playoffs, so this game's all about seeding here. The winner will go to 1 and 2, loser will go to 0 and 3. With the rollout there, all of a sudden it will be a little bit of a deuce opportunity here for Team Ebby. Couple options, you can play a hit and roll away, or you can play a freeze.
We could do that.
I like the freeze call.
Okay, control.
The really nice thing about the freeze is it sort of still keeps the 3-ender in play, even though there's no guards up. There's rocks behind, 2 yellow rocks there behind the tee line that are totally helping you if you can ever somehow get Team Richards to play a hit on that rock in the top 8 foot. So a little surprised to see the team playing a hit here. Talking about the freeze, and I think it's a good discussion to have.
That, okay, I like it.
So it seems like they got to a good place there, just talking things through, and they are going to play the freeze here. If you ever happen to bump this yellow out of the rings, that's okay too, but like the call here, not playing a takeout.
Line's good. Yep. Yeah, hard. Hard line. Hard line, yep. Whoa, line's good.
Line here is really good if they can drag this one to the face. It's
Yep, hard line. That's a pretty good spot.
nice shot. It will still be the Team Richards shot stone, but
That's not bad. Oh, I thought you said hitting. Yeah, no, totally. That makes sense. You said hitting. I like.
So nice discussion there from Team Richards. The decision made here is to eliminate this red one. Nice shot there from Team Ebby, though. A couple jam possibilities here on this one. So really want to be important to push this one through the hole here and not touch that second red one going by. And we will see the jam here, and all of a sudden it's a chance for Team Ebby to lie 3 here in the 7th end play, and we continue to see this game seesaw back and forth.
Yeah. Do we do this now? We could come over
So it
here
is
and
Team Richards currently shot rock. Team Ebby is just talking about what they can do here to maybe still score the 3 under.
I guess if you come
They
back
could play a hit and sit 3 right now, but that's likely going to set up a double or a triple.
Well, yeah.
If they are third shot right now, a good option would be just to freeze to their red rock and
Well, yeah.
sort of put Brett in a tough place. So freeze one more on there, and as long as you stay on the high side there, it could work out really well for you.
Yeah, like
Apologies, I didn't get this score updated in the 6th. We
okay.
there you go. It is currently 8-5. Team Richards is leading, so apologies there if you came into the end midway and a little surprised now by the score.
We just want to keep it as steep as we can. The angle on the other one.
So the decision here is to go to the open side.
Right now, because then that gives her like an
Like I said, Team Richards is currently shot rock, so I think by playing the shot to the open side, what you're going to see would be Team Richards just play a nose hit on their next and give up the deuce. They're pleased to do that. But this is the call to kind of make sure you get that too. If you wanted to bring the 3 into play, you might throw one into the top 12 or top 8 foot here. On that, in front of those two, in front of that red and yellow stone. Even freeze to the red, but this is an option too.
Felt like a lot, maybe.
The sweepers haven't laid a brush to this one, and it is looking like it's just a little bit hot.
Not my night.
Right now, line first rock and shot rock and third rock. So hitting the back one here is going to ensure you don't give up more than 2, and leading by 3 here, that's a success for Team Richards. So that's exactly what they're going to do is play the peel on the back one and leave Team Ebby a chance for their deuce, but they will still have to make it, obviously. Not the best sight lines on this shot if she ever touches that red one on the way by. It's obviously a 3-ender, but just wants to peel this one out of there. It's a nice shot there from Brett Richards, and she'll pick that one out of there, and it will be a chance here for Team Ebby to score their deuce. Need to move this one a few inches.
Yeah, come this way. Kind of tempted to. I mean, you can even just come to it and hit that. Well, yeah, we can do that too. Yeah, like from this side.
I think a lot of discussion on the easiest way to make this shot. It looks like they're going to play the out turn tap here.
We're not shot. I just.
I can see about half of this rock, but they could also just touch it on the high side.
Yeah.
Hit that red one on the high side with board weight and probably score their 2 that way. So a couple different ways to make this shot.
I did just throw it, so it should be easy theoretically.
Morgan Ebby here, trailing by 3 with a chance for 2 in the 7th end. Megan Daniels and Melissa Webster are holding this one.
Yep.
It's really close.
Yeah, hard! Hard!
It's just going to tickle that red on the way by, and it Looks like it'll be a steal of 1 for Team Richards. Give him a chance here to have a close look, but maybe I spoke too soon. I'm not sure what the final confirmation there was. It'll be a measure here.
Yeah, like as soon as you guys came off, it just kind of grabbed, like it was looking really good, and like we could sort of let it come up, but.
That one just overcurled a little bit on Morgan. She was super close. It just tickled her red one on the way by and took a little bit of the momentum away. It looks like this measure is for the single, but looks like it was red there. So stay tuned. I'll see whether it was 1 or 2 for Team Abby.
We live here now. Okay, we'll put up centers, okay? You got
And
it.
it's just the single, so it'll be 8-6. Team Richards is leading with the hammer, playing the 8th end. We'll be back in just a moment from the Driving Force Decks International Curling Classic here in Abbotsford.
Miles ago, champ.
Shouldn't we be going faster?
Nah, with Bel Air Direct, you can save money on your optional car insurance by driving safely.
Up to 25%. Slow and steady, champ.
Save up to 25% for safe driving on your optional car insurance with Bel Air Direct.
Welcome back to the 8th end here at Abbotsford at the Driving Force Decks International Curling Classic.
Yeah, line if you can.
Melissa Webster from the lead rocks for Team Ebby here, looking to put up a center guard for her team, trailing by 2 without last rock in the 8th end.
Nice, good run.
Both these teams are currently at 0-2, so one of them is going to get their first win of the weekend here prior to going into the playoffs tomorrow. All 8 teams on the women's side of this field do make the playoffs. It'll be the quarterfinals at 9 a.m. tomorrow. On the men's side, the top 4 teams overall make the playoffs. It's 2 pools of 5, and it's looking like we're going to see some tiebreakers tonight for all those 2-2 teams. They're going to play 6 end games to determine the 4th and final playoff spot, depending on how things play out here.
Do you like another center? Okay.
In other action, we do have Team Matsumara and Team Dangerfield, with Team Matsumara leading 7-5. The winner of that game is going to get into the tiebreaker, so it's looking like that's going to be Team Matsumara with a few rocks to come here. They're leading by 2 with last rock advantage. And Team Giel and Team Dennis currently has Team Giel with a 1-point lead.
Got a curl.
A win here for Team Dennis would see them advance to the tiebreaker game. So lots still happening here at the Driving Force Cashspiel here on the men's side.
Okay, good.
So with the 2-point lead Rochelle going to be asked to peel that center guard she threw by accident a moment ago. So that one looks like she just turned it a little bit, and it's going to touch the red first, so that's going to have to go back, and not the ideal start for Rochelle Kalecki here in the 8th end of play with center guard on her first and
Okay.
missed there on her second. Megan Daniels now is going to look to go around the two center guards here with her first.
Yeah. Line's good. Room right now. No line. Got a curl. Okay.
A little bit heavy there for Megan, but it does hang around the back and maybe a factor later on in the end. Brett here is looking to make a double peel, leading by 2 with last rock advantage here. Double peel would be nice, but it's all about just making sure one goes away here. Stuff looked like she might have got that one back out to a little bit, but looks close. Makes a beauty there to open things up, and with a 2-point lead in the hammer, that's the shot they needed here in the 8th end of the game.
Line's good. Just tight. Got to curl a bit. Just tight. That's okay. That's good. Nice throw.
Nice guard there from Team Evie, and it'll be a peel attempt now for Steph Bear.
Oh yeah, I got keys. It's all good.
We will be continuing to run the live stream on the sheet here after this draw, so there will be a tiebreaker game on sheet 3, and you'll be able to watch that game. There won't be any commentary, but if you want to watch the curling, we'll have an angle of both ends for you on the screen.
They'll be very happy to see you.
Okay, that's okay.
Really nice freeze there you just saw on the left-hand side of your screen there by Sean Giel on his first in the 8th end. He's currently leading by 1 without the hammer and looking to finish pool play undefeated. Back to our sheet here, Brett Richards just looking to make the peel and make one of these go away. Or sorry, Blaine de Jager, sorry, mixing up the sisters. And Team Ibby's sort of running out of time here, gonna do what they can, and talking about playing a corner freeze there, but realistically, I guess you might be trying to sit 2 at some point and hope for a miss. So might be worth just tapping that yellow back 12 foot right now, even rather than freeze to it. Obviously, things are getting a little desperate right now, anyhow. But better option might be to actually tap that back.
Yep. Hard line. Yep. Far as you can, guys. Okay, good, sweet.
That's why I put those ones in there, the old ones. Like, you couldn't even pull the darn things out. You kept tearing it off.
It is a guard. They're thinking about it.
So Brett.
Gotta get our 1-point game here. It's tradition. Yeah, there was no point in another guard. Well, I guess we better try get back here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I guess there. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Try Barry around there. Room. Got a curl. Finish if you can. Okay. That's good. Good judge. I'll take it. we can just anti-tap that one back in, right? Oh, he excited. Nice shot.
Thank God we don't have to play an extra. You might have to deal with Trump.
Ooh. Yeah. Good game. Thanks. Good luck tomorrow. Good game. Thanks. Good luck tomorrow. Good game.
Thanks, Cam.
Good game. Good luck tomorrow.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Yeah, quarterfinalists. Yeah.
Mind you, I've never seen the round.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that several times this weekend to various people.